Switching gears here, donations coming into the UN to aid Yemen have been pouring in to the tune of about $2.6 billion in a special one-day conference about the humanitarian crisis there. Surprisingly, though, more than half of that amount came from the U.S., Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. Now, the Saudis and Emiratis, those are the very same people who put Yemen in the dire situation that they are in right now. The U.S., of course, being blamed for supplying weapons to Saudi and the UAE. So the United States is not blameless here either. So joining us now to break this all down, former Pentagon official Mike Maloof. All right, Mike, what gives here? Saudi Arabia and the UAE bomb the hell out of Yemen, take it to famine and cholera levels. Now they want to throw some money at it. I mean, the Saudis throw $500 million. The Emiratis throw $250 million at it. The U.S., over the course of some time now, has thrown about $720 million at it. What gives here? They're buying people off. There was supposed to have been a conference in Sweden to have a ceasefire. Nothing was agreed to. The war goes on. Saudis are continuing to bomb civilian areas in spite of showing this outward sign. And by the way, that money is only a commitment. They haven't paid anything. I mean, it's only a commitment. That's a good footnote. And we'll see if they pay up ultimately. They may not. But who's watching? Who's going to stop them? They have Donald Trump in their pocket, and the Saudis now feel that, along with MBZ, the Mohammed bin Zayed, that they can do anything they want over there. But it's a proxy. It remains a proxy war against Iran, and that suits Trump's narrative as well. I mean, is this supposed to help their image on the world stage? They don't care. Hey, we're throwing some money at it? They don't care. They don't care. They have money. They'll buy anybody off. They've been proving that. They just bought off Pakistan. They just bought off China, or Saudi Arabia did. The Saudis the Saudis did. And all of a sudden you have the Pakistanis turning around and saying, "Okay, we're with you against Iran." They can be bought. Everybody can be bought in this got scenario. A price. Well, yeah, it's relatively low these days. It doesn't sound like a whole lot. Yet the bombing continues. Yeah. I mean, when the Saudis go ahead and bomb a bus with 40 children, what's the military target of that? Why are they bombing reservoirs? Why are they bombing hospitals? They are savages. They are savages on the scene. They've never stopped. They buy little girls relentlessly in these Syrian refugee camps. I've seen it personally, and I think it's horrible. They are horrible, despicable people. I think a lot of people would agree that the Saudis have more than bloody hands and are more than culpable in so many human rights violations besides what's happening in Yemen. So, them throwing some money at it is, a PR stunt. But the UN World Food Program, though, says that they've at least made some progress on inspecting food storage areas near Hodeidah, but no sides have agreed on what roads can be cleared for access to these starving communities. A host of aid agencies like Save the Children, Oxfam, many others, they are all begging for safe passage. What's it going to take for anybody on any of these sides to call for a temporary truce to, for God's sakes, get some food, get some help into these communities? Well, these food bins have also been similarly bombed in the past by the Saudis. Mattis, former Secretary of State, Defense rather, he was the one who called for a cessation of bombing. Right. Well, where is he now? Right. He's gone. And who's around to talk about it? As you say all the time, Mike, war creates a lot of jobs and a lot of money. Yeah, peace sucks. So they'd be out of business. The defense industry would be out of business. And they have to have a war. They have to have a war in order to... And in this case, it's a proxy war, as you just mentioned. Oh, it's totally proxy, and we're supplying everything. When are we going to call a spade a spade? When is the U.S. going to recognize it's a proxy war? Well, when is the UN going to recognize that it's a proxy war and call it a spade? They know it is, but they're being too polite, and who's going to stop them? We do it here, and hopefully that message will ultimately get to people to rise up and say, enough. Meanwhile, the Saudis keep their bombing campaign, and that's correct. This conversation we have is not the last. No. So, unfortunately, we've got to leave it right there. Thank you for sharing your expertise and insight with us, Michael Maloof.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.